So, new concept signs. I've been a sign maker for many a year. I was in the industry over 30 years now, been self-employed for over 20. I started off as a sign writer stroke pictorial artist apprentice way back when. Went to art school, art college on day release. So I earned while I learned, Adrian. And so back in the day, we used to do a lot of pub work, working with the leisure industry. Tetleys in particular, doing pubs in Sheffield, Leeds, predominantly Yorkshire area. So going out to the pubs, gold leaf in the fascias, putting letters on the fascias. This type of image we used to put on the windows, and it was all hand painted on the glass. So something like this would take a few days to do, wait for paints to dry, going back coating it white, and then outline varnishing it. Nowadays, technology, the large format printed, and it would take hours and minutes rather than days. From after my apprenticeship, after 6 years, I went through to work to Bermuda for 3 years. Two jobs that stand out were doing an oil tanker came into the island, and it had to be rebranded for legal reasons, but it was so big, it was an offshore mooring. I had to get a tugboat out, was dangled over the side in a harness to re-sign on the bow and the stern the name of this boat. And another one was not this particular one, but it was an oil silo where it needed the SO Tiger putting on the side of it. So nowadays, again, high tack vinyl print can be applied straight on off a powered access, but not back then. It was not scaffold, not ladder. It was dangled over in a bucket, and two Bermudian guys sat on the top. And when I'd done worked on a bit, they kicked me left and right. Once I stopped swinging, I carry on. Health and safety not paramount at that moment in time. Came back to Leeds, worked for a company for a couple of years, and set up new concept signs. Signs, graphics, vehicle liveries is what I say we do on a weekly basis. I'm just going to shoot through some slides and then concentrate on a couple of ideal sort of referral projects. So with regards to signs, anything from like swing signs that we've done recently for Simon, has done some for Danny as well, sideboards again, through to architectural type lettering. These are built up metal letters. These are non-illuminated, but we can do them with LED illumination, which would be something like this. We're doing a halo, so if that letter was over there, it would give it a light into the perimeter. This is a bar in Harrogate, so using mixed materials, galvanised steel, Iroko timber. So we get the steel work, we design it up, get the steel work fabricated by a specialist fabricator, and then we assembled it with all the timber and everything. Reverse decorated glass. This is copying traditional techniques, but again using modern materials, vinyl in particular on the back of the glass. Signs, acrylic with vinyl. Graphics, so again printing onto all sorts of different media, magnetic media, even flooring media, contravision, which is this type of media. So this is just applied onto a sheet, so see straight through it. Obviously that way around there is an image, and it's good for retail, and obviously it's used on the likes of coaches. Large format print also goes to wall graphics. These are contour cut graphics, digitally printed wallpaper, canvases, and onto glass, and again vinyl graphics onto walls. So vehicle liveries, anything from magnetics through to contour cut, colour printed, and then wraps and part wraps. One of the projects I'd like to focus on is Milford Building Supplies, who I've mentioned on numerous occasions. We've worked with them for 6 years, and in that time we've done banners, feather flags, window graphics, all these just in 2 sites in Leeds. We're still doing work for them now because they're growing quite regularly, which is fantastic for us. Another one, Sunnybank Mills, which a few of you are aware about down in Farsley. We've worked for these guys for 6 years. It's Edwin Woodhouse, are the owners of the site. It's still a family-run mill building. It's multi-tenanted. The interesting thing about this project, we use all different materials. So that's on that logo there. That's Corten steel. That's steel powder coated. This panel here is actually it simulates the Corten steel, but it's PVC. So it started off as that material. It's been routed out, assembled up, and then sprayed with a special effects paint technique. So existing customers, we work with lots of different size companies, from one-man bands right through. Say the biggest customer on paper would be Unilever. For Unilever, we've worked with various materials. We've done acrylic pockets, tension cable type systems, which like your estate agent type work. We've done metal work in various places in and around Leeds, and worked in some of the other sites throughout the UK. Just on this display stand that I've got, as I mentioned, this is PVC to look like steel, so it's great for easy to fabricate because you can do short run, you're not getting involved with metal fabrication. We can do all that in-house. These types of things, the moulded letters, we don't do in-house, we design it up and have moulders who particularly work in this sort of field. This logo is our logo, which is acrylic, and it's got embedded RGB LEDs inside, so it can colour change, where you can change it so it'll do it randomly like that, or set it up to a certain colour. Now Bill has had his sign for a few years up at Rawdon, and although the technology isn't as up to date as this, he's still got the same facility to do this on his sign, but he's got one particular colour he likes.
Yeah, but we change it at Christmas.
Oh, yeah. So, and that's the same sort of principle. It's that sort of fabrication, metal with an acrylic face. And then it's got the LEDs that change as and when you want to. This is imitation neon, so it's acrylic. It's the same process as that. It's round to cut acrylic with embedded LEDs in the back, so that it's got the longevity of LEDs, it's got the low running costs of LEDs, but obviously simulates the neon effect. These fixings here also have LEDs built in, so I don't want to blow the fuse against Simon, which if we light those up, that will, if it's got a laser cut panel in there, it would light up the logo to give it a more dramatic effect. And as I said, large format print, not printing onto paper as such like Darren. We've worked with Darren on the bigger type print. These types of media, like that's the flooring media, so that goes down on the floor, it can be walked on, and it's reverse printed onto the material itself. I brought some sample cases, so if anybody sees anything of interest in after the meeting and wants to discuss it further, just give me a shout, and I can talk you through what other aspects of the type of work we do, we get involved with. So predominantly, that's us in a nutshell. Good referrals, obviously start-up businesses, established businesses, architects, designers, facilities management companies and schools, colleges, universities, who we've dealt with all these sort of sectors over the years, and again we're happy to move into more sectors as they come around. This type of display is something that we're getting more involved with, where we're using these various different materials, and it's great for the sort of retail sector. Dream referrals, like I mentioned, people like Milford's, where you can do continuing work and it's growing with them. So that's it. I'm Gary, New Concept Science.
Bang on time.